Popping YouTube? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a trade recap. Today I am down $560 across my 5 Top Step XFA accounts, which comes out to a little bit over $2,600. I'm down today. I'm gonna break down, what I did right, what I did wrong, where I could have improved on, and what I need to focus on going forward. So yeah, the first trade, I was very patient going into the morning. We had 8:30 and we also had 10 a.m. news. My first trade idea that I was potentially looking at was this right here, going into pre-market. I wanted to see this 3-minute get ran. I wanted to see us really attack all this sell side down here. We didn't get it. So from there, market really rallied off of open. And this is where I was very patient. I was really just waiting to see any type of retracement, if we wanted to potentially go higher, if we wanted to, whatever we want to do. I was really just trying to see, let price tell me more. And yeah, so once we ended up sweeping another form of buy side, we ended up getting a good reaction. We inverted this 2-minute imbalance right here, which was my first trade of the day. I ended up getting stopped out right up here. I had my stop at the top of this candle, got wicked out, ended up re-entering once we got a 15-second change in the state, which was right here. I re-entered off this change in the state, ended up moving my stop to this high right here, once right above this candle as we continue to displace. I wanted to see the 930 wick low. This was my initial TP1. However, I ended up getting stopped on this position as well. I did pyramid on this, so my fill did get adjusted. I went break even. My fill was right here. I ended up pyramiding once we got this change in the state, and then body closed below CE. Closing beneath these wicks. I expected really just a sell-off. Was my fault. I didn't realize that. I completely forgot about 10 a.m. news, honestly. Wasn't even in my head at the time, so ended up just getting stopped out at break even on this one. Stop ended up getting moved to this high right here, and then as you can see, once 10 a.m. came, sold all the way down to take out all this sell side, which my initial target was. So that kind of hurt, which I think this is what stemmed my first mistake, starting from this, because I was supposed to make a good amount of money on this trade. Risk to reward was very good. I just ended up getting stopped at break even. Price went to my take profit. That stings, obviously. So yeah, after that, I waited for news to just kind of settle down, and from here, I ended up taking another entry. I took a short, which ended up making me some money back, because I was still down from this loss. So around this time, I'm down $320 on the day. Then from here, I ended up shorting I shorted actually pretty early, which in hindsight, I don't really like this short. Once we came back into the volume imbalance, I shorted once we got another change in the state. Stop was at this high, targeting the equal lows, and I wanted to see beyond as well. Equal lows and beyond. We had this low right here was my main target. Then we had an hourly low beneath as well. So took this initial entry right here. Not the best entry. It did end up playing out. I took off 2 at this low down here. Trailed my stop to above this high. I ended up getting stopped out. This is where I was now. I want to say I was about break even on the day. Yeah, I was about break even on the day. I was up $20, nothing crazy. I just made my losses back basically. And at this point, I'm like, damn, do I take another trade? Should I just walk away? And this is where I made my first mistake, I would say. Just not walking away, because I could have, at this point, it's already 10:00. I got stopped at around 10:10. Usually this is the time frame in which I average am done off the charts. Most of the time, I'm usually done around 10:10, 10:15. And at this point, I usually expect volume to kind of slow down once, news has happened. We've made our move. Price is taken buy or sell side, and we took both already. So at this point, I definitely should have just walked away. I had no reason to continue to try to trade, which is where my first mistake went. So at this point, I'm probably up $60. end up taking this long right here. We had an SMT at the lows, V-shaped recovery inversion. Not a bad setup at all. Took the long, wanted to see kind of like not even a data high, but just I wanted to see us fill the rest of this imbalance here. Took the inversion, ended up getting break even stopped right here because once we tapped the imbalance, I moved my stop right here because it's like where my fill was at. Ended up getting wicked out after wanting to see this high. So at this point, I'm just waiting. I made a little bit of money because I moved my stop into profit. So at this point, I'm up like $120. I'm not really up much on the day. At this point, I'm like, I can walk away, or I can, try to make some money. And I already have my 5 winning days on Top Step, so it's not like I need to make $200 today. I could have easily just stepped away and said, all right, we'll just come back tomorrow and try to do better, try to find another entry. But I didn't stay on, or I didn't get off. I was greedy, and I'm really just waiting to see another entry. And at this point, I'm kind of just like, I'm just drawing stuff. I recognize this little flag we have, and I know that the pattern usually works. Honestly, this wasn't even my entry model. Realistically, once we kind of closed above this flag, we inverted the 15-second. I re-entered looking to see this high, got stopped out. I'm like, all right, dang. Once we close above this 15-second, I'm just taking bad setups at this point. These are bad setups. Entered again, looking to target this high, stopped again, max daily loss it. What I did right at first, I was very patient going into the morning. Not mad at these two trades. My stop could have been this high, but usually I don't do my stops at the highs. I usually do my stop at the candle high, the candle body high, just because it does tend to offer a better risk to reward, and usually like 70 to 80% of the time we don't come that high. So I'm not mad at the first loss. Second trade second trade I could have definitely partialed. We had a 2-minute imbalance that we were respecting. I could have partialed right here. I didn't recognize the imbalance at the time. It was a 2 and a 3-minute imbalance. I didn't recognize it. ES was also very slow at this point. So I could have definitely partialed here and probably avoided all of this if I would have recognized that. We had equal lows as well. My main target was 930 low. Not entirely mad at it, but that is something that I could have done better. And then this trade could have also been like, all of this could have been avoided if I would have just walked away. I should have walked away when I told myself, I first thought like, damn, should I walk away right now? I should have just trusted my gut. I should have got off the charts. I should not have stayed on and tried to make more money, because really it's just one day. And this is something that I have spoken about as well, just not getting caught up in, the day-by-day stuff. Don't let one day define you, because it won't. This day does not mean that I am a bad trader. This does not mean that I am, this day doesn't define me. Today's my first losing day in a couple days. Not the best feeling, but we're going to move on. Happy that my risk was managed. Happy that, I didn't lose as much as I could have. I didn't take terrible setups until we got to after news. After, I was kind of stunned. It's like an open wound. You put some alcohol on it. It's kind of like what it feels like after, you're up in profit. You're up so much in unrealized gains. You have your first TP set. Price gets close to it. You get stopped out. Runs to the target. Not the best feeling. Something I have to get used to. Something I have to get better at. Just trusting my gut, knowing when to walk away, then just zooming out as well. I was very zoomed in after the fact. I was really just hunting for an entry, trying to find something that would work, which is obviously another mistake that I made. Should have just walked away. Should have just trusted myself. I got overcome with greed today. I will be better though. I will do better going into the rest of the week. We still have 2 more days to potentially, hopefully, recover these losses and end the week green still. So I'm not really tripping on it. Still thankful, still blessed. So yeah, that being said, I will catch y'all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned from my mistakes from today. Know when to walk away. If you think that you should walk away, probably should. It's not worth it. And even if I was up $100 something, it's better than being in drawdown. So take the small wins, especially, you don't want to take a bunch of trades in a day. I took 4 trades today. Whoa, wait, I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I took 6 trades today. One stop loss, one very small win, like a break even, 2 wins, another very small win, break even, and then 2 losses. So I took 3 losses today, which usually is my max. I don't like to take more than 3 losses, but I also want to start incorporating those break evens as well, because it's sometimes I shouldn't get stopped at break even, and when price does stop you at break even, it's a possibility that we're not in the best conditions right now. If you do your break evens correctly, so definitely something to keep in mind, something going forward that I will note more. So yeah, that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. Gonna journal my mistakes, learn from it, grow. Hope y'all can grow as well. Catch y'all. Peace out.